Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation 38 Special. This is turn 4.5 for the Commonwealth and 4.6 for France, January of 38. So I did not jump ahead, so waited for Japan to do their turn. So now we're completely caught up. So let's get into the Commonwealth. 2 tech rolls. We're at stage 2 for anti-submarine warfare and radar, so we got to pick 2 new ones. So we're going to go for jets and long-range aircraft. So neither are on the board, and they're both at an 8. So jets first. A 2 we miss, and long range. 5 we miss. Okay, purchases, $16 to spend. They're going to spend all of it. They're going to finish the light carrier for 4. Finish the heavy cruiser for 5. That's 9. A paratrooper for 3 is 12, and then a militia upgrade for 4 is 16. The FEC, 8 to spend. They're spending 7 of it. They're going to start a fort in Calcutta for 5 and a militia for 2. Anzac, 12 to spend. They're going to spend all of it on a fighter for 10 and a militia for 2. Obviously, no combat. So let's do non-combat. So these 3 Gurkhas and Bengal are going to back up 1 to Benares. And then I did ask Hambone about interdicting Lend-Lease, but I forgot to ask him about this. So if he wants to declare war, I doubt he will, and auto-kill, this Anzac naval transport is going to come out of Calcutta, come down 1 where this Japanese sub is, go 2, 3, and go in port in Aden. So if he wants to go ahead and declare war on the Commonwealth, I doubt he will. So that's that. These 3 ships here in I-4, which is a FEC naval transport, and an Anzac light cruiser and destroyer, they're going to come up 1, 2, and join the fleet there in M8, so I'll put them on the card. This naval transport's coming out of port in South Africa with the artillery and the Colonial, and going 1, 2, 3, drop the Colonial and the artillery both in southern India, and go in port in Maharashtra. Let's see. This infantry in western Egypt is going to back off 1 to Cairo. I think that's it over there. Over here, we're going to have, from the fleet in A-21, we're going to have 2 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, and a submarine come down 1, 2, and as they go into A-35, this entire fleet minus the naval transport are going to come up 1, so all of that is in A-35 together. If the Germans wanted to declare war, I would assume no. So then the entire fleet then moves down to A-44. The 2 heavy cruisers are going to go in port in Gibraltar. And then the light cruiser and the sub we'll just put on the card over here for the rest of this fleet. Okay. And I think... I think that might be it. I guess we can go ahead and put... we've got left in this fleet in A-21, we've got a battleship, a battle cruiser, and a heavy cruiser, and a naval transport. Those 4 ships will go in port there in southern England. The lone destroyer that's left in A-21, I guess we'll come out 1, 2 and join this mini fleet here in A-19. So now there's no ships left in that sea zone. They're all in port there. I believe that is it. Okay, so unit placement. So we've got a heavy cruiser and a light carrier we've completed. They're going to both go down here in A-21, and they're going to go in port in southern England. So put those 2 ships down there. We got a paratrooper that we're going to put in London. So I'll put him down there. And then we had a militia upgrade. So just add an infantry to Cairo. Okay, the FEC, they started a fort in Calcutta. So put that down on the production chart. And then they've got a militia. Where do we want this militia? How about... we'll go southern India. The FEC, a militia and a fighter. They're both for Sydney. Militia in Sydney. Fighter in Sydney. Okay, how about income? So the British are at 16. They spent 16, so that's what they'll have. The FEC, I believe, is at... I got to go and check. I don't have my glasses on me, so I can't see that far away. Yeah, the British are at 16, so they'll have 16. The FEC are at 7, and they saved $1, so that's 8. And Anzac's at 5, and they spent everything, so they're at 5. So it should be 16, 8, and 5. Let's do the French. So the French have 11 to spend. They're spending all of it. They're going to start a fort in Paris for 5, a militia for 2, that's 7. And then Lend-Lease, the KMT and AA gun for 4. And Hambone does want to interdict. It can come out of southern France, make its way over to Syria, through the Suez, and then over, and it's got to go through this sub here in I-12, and then this sub in P-50. So he's going to get 2 interdiction rolls before it makes its way to Cochinchina and then up the river there. So he's going to get 2 rolls at 3. Okay, so we might as well roll both of them together because it doesn't matter if one of the subs hits. It doesn't matter which one it is. So he gets 2 rolls at a 3. Oh, he got 2 hits. So no AA gun, so that gets sunk. And the French do get a D6, I believe, because of it. So let's see what the French get for income. We'll do the KMT die here. A 4. So the French go from 10 to 14. Okay, so the French basically got their $4 back. They leased them $4 and for the unit, and they got 4 for the D6. Okay, so that's that. So how about non-combat for the French? This fighter here in Normandy is going to join the French Air Force on map there in A21. We're going to have the Foreign Legion in Paris come out to Aquitaine. The infantry in Picardy go into Paris. The artillery in Paris come out to Aquitaine. One of the militia in Alsace-Lorraine moves into Paris. This naval transport here in Algeria picks up the 2 infantry, comes up 1, and drops those 2 infantry off in southern France. We're going to have we'll have 1 destroyer, I think. So again, this is an opportunity for the Italians to declare war on the French. I doubt they will. If so, fine and dandy. It's going to come over 1, 2, 3 to M8. Join those British and French naval units there. I think that's it. Those subs are going to stay put. Okay, unit placement. We got a fort started in Paris, and that's down at stage 2. And then we've got a militia. We're going to put that in Paris. So that's it. So the French, they had 11 to spend. They spent all of it. They're sitting now at 14. So 14 is what they'll have. How about a unit recap? Sydney now has 3 militia, a fighter, and a motorized. Calcutta didn't change. Benares is now 3 Gurkhas. Southern India is a artillery, an infantry from the UK, and a militia from the FEC. There's an FEC naval transport and port in Maharashtra. There's an Anzac transport in Aden. The fleet in M8 for the French is a light cruiser, 2 destroyers. The British have 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 3 destroyers, a light carrier with a fighter, a fleet sub, and a naval transport. Cairo is now 3 infantry and a militia. Gibraltar is a coastal artillery gun, a fort, an infantry, a mountain infantry, a militia, and 2 heavy cruisers in port. The fleet in A44 for the British is a light cruiser, 3 destroyers, a torpedo boat destroyer, a fleet sub, a naval transport, a light carrier with a tactical. The French have 2 battleships, a destroyer, and a torpedo boat destroyer. The fleet in A19 is a coastal defense ship, a torpedo boat destroyer, 3 destroyers, a light carrier with a fighter. Southern England is a militia, a fighter, a seaplane, and in port is a battleship, a battle cruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, a empty light carrier, and a naval transport. London is now a air transport, a paratrooper, an infantry, and a militia. On map in A21 are 2 French fighters and a French medium bomber. In M1 are 2 French naval transports. Alsace-Lorraine is a fort and a militia. Southern France is 2 infantry. Aquitaine is a Foreign Legion, a mountain infantry, 2 regular infantry, a militia, an artillery, 2 motorized infantry. Paris is 2 militia, anti-aircraft gun, a fort under construction, and 6 infantry. So Paris should be 6 infantry, 2 militia, anti-aircraft gun, and a fort under construction. So that's it for the Commonwealth and France. Turning over to Hambone for Italy.